07 Commanders. My name is Commander Will Furian. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the latest community goal, the trade war between Nakato Kaine and Admin Mahon. Or Edmund, sorry. So anyway, yeah, we're going to get into that right about now. Let's check it out. And obviously, thank you. Please feel free to like and subscribe to the video if you want to help support this channel. Check it out. They have a new trade war, and I'm not going to read the entire thing in its entirety, but I will give you some pointers what I think you should do in case you want to do that, and why I think they're doing this. Why all of a sudden, poof! Oh, there's a new distributor coming out. Why do we need a new distributor? Well, if you haven't caught the thumbnail yet, the new ship that's coming is a big one, okay? And it's called the Panther Clipper. And when that Panther Clipper comes out, it's going to need lots and lots of power and, distributing, okay? Distributing. So it's going to need all that stuff. So what I think they're doing is they're coming out with this event to help get us the tool that we're going to need for this ship. It's going to be a nice bonus, for this ship. But at the same time, if that's true, if what I'm saying right now is true, then the distributor on the Panther Clipper is going to be a 6, which is it's not a slouch distributor, but that's the biggest one they've got on this list, which you can see right here where I'm pointing here. Additional, you can get one each of a 6A, 4A, 3A, 4D, and 3D pre-engineered power distributor with both systems and engine focused. Sorry, I can't say that right. So the credits are not probably as important to most people, but the thing that's nice about that is that it with engine focused and system focused, its shields will be able to recharge faster, and its engines will boost more frequently, which will give it the speed, right? So that was one of the things I talked about a few weeks ago, is that I hope it's faster than a T9. Well, it's a pretty big ship, may not be able to make it there, but if it had a extra boost in the distributor, well, then now it's got a little bit more oomph. And if you put your pips in the right ways into the distributor, you should be able to get her to go a little bit, maybe not faster, but more boost, which initially will make it faster, because the quicker you can boost, the obviously the more distance you can cover in boosted mode, instead of having to wait for the engines to recharge and whatnot. Now they're coming in different flavors. So you got your 6A, you got your 4A, you got your 3A, you got your 4D, and you got your 3D. So pretty much anything that requires like exploration or cargo hauling. There's different size cargo ships, so all these will work for different size cargo ships you may have. And yeah, you get one each of those. You only need to turn in 1 ton of any of these things. So semiconductor, ceramic composites, and synthetic fabrics. Okay, so you turn in 1 of those, you get all the stuff. Okay, all this stuff. Now, the caveat is if you are in the top 75% and you also are a member, actually signed up to the power that wins, then you will get an additional set of those pre-engineered power distributors. Now that may or may not be interesting to you. Now, if you're like me and you're not really dedicated to one power over the other because you're a hired gun, you can just switch powers to whichever one you think is going to win. So a couple different things is, one is you might want to switch your power just to get the extra distributors. Plus, you can then you can switch back after the event, obviously, because these aren't going to go away. If you're done chasing, the weapons and stuff that they give you for power play, which I'm personally saying that they're gonna obsolete those at some point, or just make them not worth getting anymore. It's kind of a bummer for them to have them in anyway, because people just grind out the weapons and then don't play the power play, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. That's why it doesn't work. These weapons that they're giving away actually hurt the cause. They should have just put them in the store and called it good. Then people, then they could play power play if they wanted and don't have to worry about, because the ranks and stuff don't, as far as I know, the ranks don't really give you enough bonus to enough of an advantage over anybody to really care. I don't know. I just don't see it. Now, the things where they give you extra for bonds and, cheaper ships and all that, that's all great, whatever. But that's in war, it's, it's more about how you defeat the enemy to me than how to get the coolest fun toys that are worthless. So in any event, so you get there. If you want to go to help Kaine, which I personally think that Edmund Mahon's going to win right now, but it's because of what they're offering. I think more people know Edmund than Nikado, and so I think that he might be. But actually, if you look at the stats right now, as of this recording, Nikado's only at 3.22%, and Edmund is at 12.10%, and you got 12 days. So we'll see how that stands. I don't particularly suggest you get started on this yet. I'd hold off a little while and just see what happens as far as, who's going to do what, as far as who's going to win or not. Because, if you want double of these distributors, which you may or may not need, I don't know. I mean, you could probably live with just one set, but why have one set when you can have two? So you might want to hold off a minute. This is a 2-week event, so you don't have to go anywhere. The thing that I like about this is that they're opening it up to give us engineered components from other manufacturers besides the old standbys, which, like already, Sirius was throttled by Achilles Aerospace in the FSD arena. So I would love to see that happen more, even with this distributor. If they end up making us a distributor that's, Guardian Tech distributor, that would be amazing. That'd be totally amazing. We could then go ahead and even get more power into that Panther Clipper. So, and also don't, even if you're a combat pilot, don't poo-poo these things. You know why? Because as a combat pilot, there are certain ships that will probably benefit from this, because the new ships, if you put everything you have if you just put all your pips into engine, your firing weapons, then you never run out of power on most of your weapons. So with something that's boosted for sys and engine, you can boost the the weapons yourself, and it should actually be pretty punchy. Now, the biggest one they have is a 6. I don't know if the Corsair is going to count there. I don't think so. But, anything else, I would try it on any combat ship other than, like I said, other than the Corsair. I think Corsair is a 7, isn't it? Something like that. Anyway, I could be wrong there. But if it's not a 7, which I'm pretty sure it is, then I would try it on there. But the biggest one they're making is a 6A, and that may be by design, because that they really probably don't want us to use it for weapons. But the new ships are pretty punchy without having any boot. You don't have to do weapons focused anymore with the new ships. So matter of fact, they're pretty sturdy without it. So all you got to do, and we don't know at this point if they're going to let us put any other engineering on there. We don't know. They didn't mention it. It is double engineered now, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to put a special or whatever on it. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But don't discount these. These could be really important, even though they're not weapons focused. Who cares about that? That is the least of your problems. The biggest problem you have with the fighting ship, obviously, is the shields. You want to make sure your shields are high and your weapons are high and your engines are high. You want all those high. So now they're giving you a distributor that's already boosted in 2 of those places. You can pip the other one into boost, and then boom, I think you should be able to do some serious stuff. So anyway, so you got your choice. You can pick out, you can fight for Edmund, or you can fight for Nakado. If you go to Edmund, you need to go over to the 55 times price multiplier. That's another really good thing. And you can sign up at Bowers Oxport. Bowers Ox. Or Bauer Socks. Could be either one. And I think the other one is Fuka. I remember the other one's Fuka for Nakato. It's Fuka. Gotta go to Fuka. Fuka you. Go Fuka yourself into Fuka. And then let's see, I'm trying to find there it is. Okay. Sign up at Fuka Dock in Apura Fuka. That's a lot to unpack, boys and girls. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot to undo there. So in any event, that's the basic overview. I'm kind of on hold right now with this because I don't know which side I kind of want to go with, or if I want to, ditch the power play currently that I'm with and then go with the winning power play for this, because I do like ships and I like manufacturing ships and making ships and all that. And in any event, we don't know what's going on yet. Stay tuned, guys. There will be more on this coming very soon. Take care of yourselves.